Hello everyone, hope all is well and welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face using Flower Beauty, which is Drew Barrymore's brand. And I am so excited for today's video because I've been trying a few of these products here and there over the past few weeks, and I've been loving the products I have. As you know, I've fallen in love with the Bubble Brow, which I think is being discontinued, which is really sad because I just fell in love with it. And I've also been falling in love with the blush bombs. But I'm really excited to try out the rest of these products. They look really nice. So before we get into it, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It means so much to me, and let's get to it. So I already have some moisturizer and my SPF down, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I didn't pick up any primers, and I honestly haven't been really wearing that many primers recently, just because it looks like this outside. Oh my goodness. So my skin needs every bit of hydration it can get right now. Even though I do have an oilier base, whenever my skin gets a little bit dry, it just pumps out even more oil, so I just have to really make sure to keep it hydrated so that doesn't really happen. But anyways, the first product I'm going to be going in with is foundation, and I picked up the Light Illusion foundation, and I got the shade Nude L3. And it's cool because I just noticed that it has SPF 18 in here, so that's kind of nice. That's an extra bonus. I also have some more information pulled up on my computer here. It says it's going to provide a medium to buildable coverage to smooth and perfect, and it has a soft luminosity to it with a weightless nude skin feel. So I'm thinking this is going to be something up my alley. And I'm grabbing my Artis Oval 7 brush to blend that out. And I will say, when I was ordering all of this online, ooh, that's very yellow for me. It was really hard picking out a foundation shade as well as concealer because the swatches and things like that weren't very helpful on her website, and I even went like on Ulta and everywhere that they carry this, and I even like tried to find swatches and things like that on Pinterest. I was trying to get the best match possible. This isn't horrible. I thought it was going to be a lot more yellow than it is, but I will say her shade range isn't the worst from a drugstore I've seen, but it's definitely not the best. I think I just struggled a lot with finding the right undertone. Like, it wasn't very clear. Like, she just has, the way she letters her foundations is like there's the name and then L1, L2, L3. And then they have arm swatches on her website, but they're really not clear. They don't have the right labels or anything like that. So you're just like trying to guess, and I don't know. It was a little bit tricky. Now that that's all blended in, I'm just gonna go over with my beauty blender. But so far this is looking really nice. It is a little bit too yellow for my skin tone, but that's okay. I think if I get a little bit more tanned, I think this will be a pretty good match for me. It's not the worst. It's pretty good, but this glow and the coverage, I'm really liking it. As of right now, I'm a big fan of this foundation. Here, I'll give you a good close-up, and just as a reminder, I don't use any skin smoothers when I edit or anything, just so you can really see my skin texture and things like that. So here's what the foundation is looking like. I really like it. I like how my skin shines through it, but all the redness and stuff is quite corrected, and it just gives such a nice luminosity. I'm really impressed with this. I just wish her website was a little bit easier to navigate for the complexion products. I also picked up the Light Illusion concealer in the shade L3/4 Light. It's a full coverage concealer, so we'll see how it matches with this more medium light coverage foundation. The foundation is definitely a medium coverage, but I kind of made it a little bit more sheer to match my preference, but it was really easy to do so. Hello, this box is so impossible to open. The applicator is really nice and long, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of that just to get a feel. It smells really good. It smells like eggnog and Baileys together. And I'm just gonna blend that out with my ColourPop beauty sponge. And today I'm going to be doing a wear test, and right now it's 9:50 in the morning, so I think today is going to be a good day to do a wear test. I'm going to try to wear this as long as possible. Wow. Okay, this base I am really excited about. I haven't been this impressed in two base products in a while. I really hope that they wear nicely during the day. Here, I'll give you another good close-up. Everything looks nice and brightened and corrected, but still pretty natural and glowy. The concealer does have the same kind of finish as the foundation, which I am loving, because it does make you look nice and healthy and hydrated under there. Now for my brows, I'm just going to take the Bubble Brow, and I have the darker shade, the shade Medium Dark BW02, and I'm just going to spritz it with a little bit of water, and I'm just going to use this spoolie in here because I can't find my other one, but I kind of just go back and forth until I pick up a good amount on the little spoolie, and then I just run that through my brows. And I did just tint my brows this morning, so I don't think I need to fill in that many areas. I think this might be okay on its own. I am really impressed so far with how the base is turning out. I am very, very excited. And now I'm gonna go into bronzer, and I picked up the Heat Wave Luminous Bronzer, and I have the shade Sunswept M1. And if this is medium, that's very pale for a medium shade. I think this tone might be a little bit too warm for what I usually go for. I like the luminosity to it. It's not glittery or anything, or not ultra shimmery. It's just like a subtle glow to the bronze, which I do really like. I think it's really admirable that Drew Barrymore didn't come out with a brand that's very expensive. A lot of these brands popping up from more celebrities are quite expensive, a little bit more pricey. Like, you definitely pay for the name more than the product in some occasions. I think it's very admirable that she came out with a drugstore brand that's more accessible to everyone. It's really hard to get if you're in Canada. I ordered all this stuff from well.ca, which I never heard of before, and my shipment came really fast. And that's where I was able to find the Bubble Brow in Canada. That's the only place that pretty much carries that, and Ulta as well. Ulta does not have a lot of her products. There's just a few of the most popular products, but those are the products I didn't super want to try. I really wanted to try like the ones I picked up. I picked up her liquid highlighter, and this is kind of weird. The pigments kind of separate if you leave it in your drawer, so you gotta shake it up a lot before you use it. I did use this once, and I was really impressed by it. Here's the consistency. It's more thick, but still quite liquidy, and I'm just gonna apply that with my finger. Oh, and the shade I got, I think she has a few shades. I got the shade 10 Pearlescence, which was more of the champagne-y warm tone. I think she has like a pink-based one as well. I like this because it's quite sheer, but very impactful at the same time. So it doesn't leave an intense undercast at all. It just shows when light hits it, which I really like. It's very glossy looking. I am a big fan of this. Like, completely see-through until bam, boom. It's a very dewy looking highlight. It doesn't look powdery or anything. It just sinks into the skin so beautifully and just really enhances your skin instead of accentuating texture. For my eyes and things like that, I picked up this face palette right here that covers your eyes, blush, highlighter, and bronzer, which I really like that. This one looks really good as well. I thought this looked really nice and thought out. Her other eyeshadow palettes didn't really speak to me, and I thought there was way too many shimmers, and I just knew I wasn't going to be a fan. But this looked really cohesive to me. I don't know, this just seemed like the perfect product to just have in a makeup bag if it's good. The bronzer does look pretty shimmery though. It almost looks like a highlighter for deeper skin tones. Like, it's very, very luminous. I don't know about that. And the highlighter seems to be the exact same formula, just in a paler tone. I'm not sure about that. What really spoke to me is this top row right here, because on my day-to-day life, these are the tones I usually throw on. But quickly, I almost forgot about blush, which I can't believe I almost skipped over. And I picked up 3 shades. I've been loving the shade Cinnamon, and I have used this on my channel before in a few videos. And I also picked up the shade Pinch and Nectar, which I don't know which shade. I think I might go with Pinched. I don't know. I'm gonna quickly swatch them for you guys so you can see the shades on my skin tone. So here are those 3 blush bombs here. This one is Cinnamon, this one is Pinched, and that one is Nectar. I really love all 3 shades. This one's like a really great fall time one. This one's like a good everyday soft look, and this one's very pretty and summery. I bet these two would look so good mixed. I bet all of them would look really cool mixed, but I think I'm gonna go with this one right here. So I'm first gonna apply that shade with my finger first, and then I'm gonna take this BH Cosmetics brush and in the number 3. This collection isn't available anymore, sadly. Well, that kind of took it off, so I think I'm just going to just use my finger and just concentrate it. And if you're newer here, I always apply my blush last, and kind of going on top of my highlight, so my highlighter looks like it's coming from within rather it's sitting on top like a strip. I just prefer this way because it looks a little bit more natural, and I kind of like the way that all 3 products kind of mend into each other. The blush, the bronzer, and the highlighter. The shade is very, very subtle on me, and you guys know how much I love more of an intense blush, but I think I want to go for a more softened look today, so I think I'm going to keep it at that. I think that's really pretty. But now I'm going to move on to the eye, so I'm going to zoom in. I have an unfortunate thing that happened. It's already broken. I haven't used this yet. That's a little bit too bad. I'm just going to probably just tape it. It's not that big of a deal, but it still kind of sucks. I'm gonna start off with this shade right here with a Smith 232, and I'm just gonna put this in the crease. This is gonna be a very soft, simple eye look. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that color though. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more neutral. It's kind of like a peachy, orangey shade. I don't know about that. Then with this Melt Cosmetics number 87 brush, I'm going to be dipping a little bit more into that shade and just building it up in the crease just to kind of deepen that. Then I'm going to be dipping into the deepest shade right here with the Smith 235, and I'm just going to define the outer corner. I honestly don't really think these 2 tones complement each other the best. This one's a lot more ashier, and I don't know how I feel about this little palette here. I'm just gonna take this pointed crease brush from Nabla to define underneath the eye. And I'm just gonna dip into the shade with my ring finger and place that on the lid. Yeah, I really don't think these 3 colors really look good together. I don't know. Like, that shimmer shade looks a little chalky and ashy. I don't know how to feel about this. It's not my favorite. I'm really not a fan of this shimmer shade on my lid. Like, already it's starting to fade off. I'm gonna try to top it off with this bronzer shade that's in this palette. Like, that, even that shade looks more complementary to those 2 other tones than the highlighty one they have in here, because I'm really not impressed with this, sadly. I was hoping to really like this. I'm just gonna quickly add some mascara and I'll be right back. And here are the eyes all finished. The mascara I used is the Milani Highly Rated. I'm really not a fan of how the eyes turned out. It's not the worst I've ever tried, but it's not the best, and the shimmers just like look like chalk and they're already faded off and kind of creasing. That's too bad. And plus the packaging like broke already, and the shadows themselves are really dusty. I'm a very gentle dipper. Like, when I dip I usually go like this, and that's how much it kicks up. It's like, I don't know. Really not impressed with it. And to finish everything off, I picked up this lip mask. It's the Petal Pout lip mask in the shade Nectar. And ooh, how does this work? It has like a little cap. Oh, okay. So that's what it looks like on the top. Whoa, I've been twisting for so long. Look how much I'm twisting up. There's a lot of air in here. Oh, it's finally coming up. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Little worms. That feels really nice. It feels really hydrating. It's a little sticky. Maybe I just applied too much. I'm just gonna take that down a little bit more. I thought it was gonna be a lot more pigmented from what I saw on the website, but I'm not mad at it. It's very nice. It's like an everyday thing. I'd probably throw it into my bag. It smells really nice, but it's not too strong, which is really good. Feels really nice and hydrating. It feels very similar to the Bite lip mask, which I'm a huge fan of, as you know. But that wraps up this face. I do really like how it turned out overall. I don't really love how my eyes look. I think the mascara definitely helped it a lot, and that's the only aspect I like about my eyes right now. But to give my final thoughts about a few things, I am going to be doing some check-ins later on just for the base products. But first impression, while this is still fresh, I really love the base products. I think they look really nice and stunning. They look lightweight on the face and they don't look like too much. No maskiness or cakiness whatsoever. The shade is definitely a little bit yellow for my skin tone, but again, the website was really hard to find the right undertone and shade and things, so I think I did pretty well in that department. But as of right now, I do really like how the base is looking. Next, with the Bubble Brow, you guys already know how much I love this stuff. I've been using it in the last few of my videos. I'm really sad that she is discontinuing that because I think it's one of her standout products. For the Heat Wave bronzer, definitely not my favorite bronzer from the drugstore. I think I like the Milani one as well as the Maybelline City bronzer far more than this one, but it wasn't horrible. Like, it didn't go on patchy or anything. It went on pretty smoothly. I think I just wasn't a fan of the color, and I think she should come out with more shades in this. I believe she only has 2, so that could use some expanding. For the highlighter, what is this even called? The Glow Getter Liquid Illuminizer. I think this is a really nice product. I love how intense it is, but being so see-through at the same time. It looks very glossy, dewy, and glowy, and I just am a big fan of that. The only thing is that you really got to shake this up, because even just from sitting a little bit, you can see all these pigments kind of settle, which isn't the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but once you shake it up and stuff, it looks stunning on the face, and that's what matters. For the blush bombs, I think this is my favorite product from her whole lineup. I think I want to pick up some more shades in these. I think these are just awesome. They're kind of similar to the Glossier ones, but these are just a lot more dewy looking. They have more of a balmy, slippery texture, which is really nice. Once it's on the cheeks, it looks like skin, and I really love that. And I also really like the dispenser for these kind of products, because you can see the product coming out of the tube, so you can assume and estimate how much you're gonna take out, which I think is important. For this Beauty Flash full face palette, this I really don't like. I wouldn't recommend this at all. I'm very disappointed in it because it looks like it'd be such a great thing to have, like everything in one palette, easy to throw into a makeup bag and things like that. But the colors just don't look good together. They look good, like they look like they're gonna look amazing in the pan, but on the eyes, they just have really weird tones. I don't know. I don't like how warm this one was, and then how cool this one was, and then this was just like chalk, and it just like immediately dusted off. Yeah, so this is a no-go. And then lastly, for the lip mask, it is really nice for more of a hydrating product. I do wish it was a little bit more tinted, because right now it just looks like I'm wearing lip balm, which I don't hate. I do usually like that with more of my smoky looks, but with a look like this, I was hoping it to match more of the blush a little bit. And I don't like how little product you get in here. Like, I scrolled it up a lot, and look how much I already used, and there's still a lot of air up in there, so I don't know. I think the standout products to me, and the products I would recommend the most, are definitely the blush bombs. The Bubble Brow, if you can find it still. I know I've heard a few of you DM me that you found it at Ulta, but there's very few left. And if you're Canadian, you can get it on well.ca. And I do really like this Glow Getter thing. The only downside is that the pigments kind of separate, which is kind of weird. But those are my 3 favorite products so far, and we'll see about the base products, but so far so good. I think they look amazing, but I'm gonna do a wear test, so I'll catch up with you guys in a few and see how this stuff wears. Just checking back in, it is now 3:14 in the afternoon, so it's been like 5-ish hours that I've been wearing this base, and it honestly looks so good. I was just looking at it in a mirror. There's just a little bit of gathering up in this area right here, but otherwise everything looks really nice and glowy and still very natural. And I didn't set anything like you saw, and I'm so surprised that there hasn't been any gathering in these little lines I have under my eyes. I'm very impressed so far. There's definitely a little bit of wear from where I was eating and things like that, or where I rest my hands sometimes. But other than that, I think this foundation gets a thumbs up from me so far. But I'm gonna do a few more check-ins, so I'll see you then. It is now 8:13 at night, and I think I'm ready to wash off my face for the day. And I will say, for not setting it and for wearing it for as long as I did, I am very, very impressed with it. It definitely has, here I'll zoom you guys in so you get a better look. It definitely faded around my mouth and my chin, which is expected since I didn't set it anywhere. And everywhere else still looks pretty good. A little bit glowier, which I don't mind. I kind of think that looks pretty. And it didn't really gather up in these areas at all. Under the eyes look a little bit faded as well for some reason. All in all, I am very, very impressed with the foundation and concealer. With the first try just using moisturizer underneath. I'm excited to try it out with a few other products underneath it. I think it's a stunning foundation, and I am definitely going to continue wearing it. Like, I almost like this as much as Pro Glow, which that's saying a lot because that used to be my ultimate favorite for so long. I am very impressed with her brand so far. I think her cream products are amazing. I think her powders need a little bit of work, like the bronzer. I didn't super love it. It wasn't the best. And the face palette, I really did not like. I was really disappointed in that. I think overall I am very impressed, and I'm really happy I did this video because now I have some new products that I love. But anyways, that is all for me today, you guys. I really hope this review was helpful. If you liked it, please give it a like. It would help me out so much. I'll make sure to link all the products I used in the description down below as always. And before I go, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!